I didn't believe in curses until I woke up choking on dirt that wasn't mine. My name is Daniel Harper. I'm 21. At the time this happened, I was just normal. Community college, part-time job at a gas station, nothing exciting. The kind of life where the biggest decision you make is whether to save money or waste it on a weekend trip. That trip is why I'm telling you this. It was supposed to be simple. Just me, my younger sister Kayla, and my friend Marcus. 3 days, 2 nights. Somewhere quiet, cheap, and far enough from the city to feel like we'd actually gone somewhere. Marcus found the place online. A roadside hotel off a long stretch of highway. The kind surrounded by trees and empty land for miles. He said, "It's got decent reviews, and it's ridiculously cheap." That should have been the first sign. We got there just before sunset. The sky was fading out, that dull orange turning into gray, and the whole place looked older than the pictures. Not run down exactly, just tired, like it had been standing there too long. Kayla joked, "If I disappear, tell Mom I fought bravely." Marcus laughed. "Relax, it's just a hotel, not a horror movie." I remember smiling. I really do, because nothing about it screamed danger. Not clearly, but there was this smell. The moment we stepped out of the car, it hit me. Faint, but there. Like wet soil after heavy rain. Except it hadn't rained. Not recently. Inside, the front desk clerk barely looked at us. Just slid the key across like he wanted us gone as quickly as possible. No small talk. No welcome. His eyes stayed down the whole time. I tried to brush it off. People are weird. Places get old. Smells happen. But as we walked down the hallway, our footsteps echoing louder than they should have, I remember thinking something I couldn't explain then. That the building didn't feel empty. Just quiet in a way that felt occupied. You ever walk into a place and feel like you shouldn't be there, but you stay anyway? We stayed anyway. That's the part one keep replaying. The room itself didn't look like much. 2 beds, faded carpet, a lamp that flickered once before settling. Normal enough to convince you nothing was wrong if you ignored the smell. It was stronger inside, not overpowering, just constant. Like the walls had absorbed it over time. Marcus dropped his bag and flopped onto the nearest bed. I'm calling this one. If it's haunted, I want front row seats. Kayla rolled her eyes and took the other. If anything touches me, I'm leaving you both. I laughed. We all did. It felt easy, light. Like every other trip we'd taken before. We ordered cheap takeout, watched something random on TV, and eventually the exhaustion caught up to us. One by one, the room went quiet. The kind of quiet that settles in slowly until you don't notice it anymore. I don't remember falling asleep. I just remember the dream. At first, it was darkness. Total darkness. Not the kind you see when you close your eyes, something heavier. Like it had weight. Like it was pressing down on me. Then came the pressure. My chest felt tight. My arms wouldn't move properly. Every breath was shallow, strained. Like the air around me was running out. I tried to shift to sit up, but there was no space. None at all. That's when I realized I wasn't just trapped. I was buried. The thought hit me all at once, sharp and cold. Dirt, packed tight around me, above me, everywhere. I could feel it against my skin, in my hair, pressing into my mouth every time I tried to breathe. I tried to scream. Nothing came out the way it should have. The sound felt swallowed before it could reach anything. And then I heard them. Voices, muffled, distant, like they were somewhere above me, just out of reach. I couldn't make out words at first, just the sound of people speaking, moving, living, while I was stuck beneath them. I started clawing upward. I could feel my fingers digging, pushing, scraping against something that wouldn't give. Desperate, panicked, like if I stopped for even a second, I woke up, gasping. My whole body jerked forward like I'd been pulled out of something. My chest burned, dragging in air too fast, too uneven. For a moment, I didn't even know where I was. The room came back slowly. The dim light, the beds, the TV still on, volume low. I told myself it was just a dream, just a nightmare, but something felt wrong. I looked down at my hands. That's when I saw it. Dirt, packed under my fingernails. Dark, thick, like I'd been digging through the ground with my bare hands. I just stared at it, trying to make sense of it, trying to come up with anything that would explain how it got there. Then I noticed the bed. The sheets were twisted, half pulled loose, like I'd been struggling in my sleep, like I'd been fighting something. I didn't sleep again after that. Morning came too slowly. Marcus stretched and yawned like nothing had happened. "Man, I had the weirdest dream," he said, rubbing the back of his neck. Felt like I was stuck underground or something. I froze. Kayla sat up suddenly. "Wait, you too?" They looked at each other, then at me, and in that moment, nobody was smiling anymore. We started talking over each other, trying to explain it. Every detail lining up in ways that didn't make sense. The darkness, the pressure, the feeling of being buried alive, the voices, all the same. No differences, no gaps, just identical. The room went quiet after that. Nobody had a joke ready. Nobody tried to brush it off again. Because we all understood something at the same time. That it wasn't just a nightmare. It was the same one. And slowly, without saying a word, we all looked down at our hands. We laughed it off. But none of us could explain the dirt. We didn't check out. I've asked myself why 100 times since then. Maybe it was denial. Maybe it was curiosity. Or maybe something about that place didn't want us to leave just yet. We told ourselves it was just stress. 3 people, one weird night, brains playing tricks. So we stayed. The second night started quieter than the first. No jokes this time. No TV. Just this unspoken agreement to act like everything was normal. Even though none of us really believed that anymore. I remember lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, waiting. Sleep didn't come naturally. It felt like something I was slipping into, not choosing. And when it came, it took me faster than I expected. This time, there was no slow build-up. I was already there, buried, same position, on my back, arms bent awkwardly against my sides, like they didn't have enough space to move properly. The weight above me felt heavier now. Not just dirt, something more compact, more suffocating. I tried to breathe, and the air felt thinner than before. Each inhale barely filled my lungs. Each exhale felt like I was losing something I wouldn't get back. But the worst part wasn't the pressure. It was the certainty. The certainty that I had been there before. Not just the night before. Longer than that. Like this wasn't a dream repeating, but a memory replaying. And then I felt it. Movement. Not mine. Something shifting in the darkness around me. Close. Too close. Like the ground itself was alive. Subtle, slow, but undeniable. I wasn't alone down there. The voices came again, louder this time. Still muffled, still distant, but clearer. Not just noise anymore. Words were forming, just out of reach of understanding. I started clawing upward again. Harder this time. Faster. Desperate. And I swear, for a second it felt like something beneath me moved in response. Like whatever was down there with me noticed. I woke up choking. Not gasping, choking. Like something had been caught in my throat. I rolled off the bed, coughing hard, trying to pull air in while my chest tightened painfully. Marcus was already awake, standing near the door. Pale, breathing heavy. Kayla was sitting upright on her bed, her eyes wide, locked on her hands. I didn't even need to ask. We all knew. Again. But this time it was worse. I looked down at my arms. There were scratches. Thin, uneven lines running along my forearms. Fresh, not deep, but enough to sting when I moved, like I'd been dragging myself through something rough. "Did you?" I started, but my voice caught. Marcus shook his head immediately. "No, I didn't touch you," Kayla whispered. "Look at the walls." I turned. At first, I thought it was just shadows, but it wasn't. Dark streaks had spread along the lights were out. The air was thick, heavy with that same smell, but stronger than ever, like the entire place had been turned inside out. Mud covered the floor in uneven patches, cold against my feet, soft in some places, deeper in others. For a second, I thought I was still dreaming, until I heard Marcus yelling, "Daniel, help me." I turned, heart slamming against my chest. The building groaned, not a normal sound, not wood settling or pipes shifting. This was deeper, slower, like something massive was moving beneath us, dragging everything with it. The walls started to crack, thin lines at first, then wider, splitting open as thick, wet mud began forcing its way through. It didn't drip, it pushed, like it had pressure behind it, like it was being forced up from somewhere below. Kayla stumbled backward, slipping slightly. The floor, something's wrong with the floor. She was right. It was sinking, not all at once, not fast, but enough to feel it. The center of the room dipping lower, pulling everything toward it like gravity had shifted. Marcus was near the middle, too close. "Don't move," I shouted, rushing toward him. But the ground beneath him gave slightly, his foot sinking ankle deep into the mud. "It's pulling me," he yelled, panic breaking through his voice. I grabbed his arm, trying to pull him back, but the mud resisted. It wasn't just soft, it held on, tightened, like it didn't want to let go. That's when I saw it. Movement, not on the surface, beneath it. The mud shifted in slow, uneven waves, and for a brief second, something pressed upward from below, just enough to leave an impression. A hand, then another, faint shapes forming and disappearing, like something underneath was reaching, pushing, trying to break through. Kayla screamed. The walls behind her split further open, and more mud forced its way inside, covering the floor, rising higher, spreading faster. And then the voices started. Not distant this time, not muffled, right there, everywhere. Low whispers at first, overlapping, rising together into something almost impossible to separate. "Give him back." The words slid through the air, heavy and cold. "Give them back." Marcus struggled harder, his other foot sinking slightly now. "Daniel can't." "I've got you," I shouted, pulling with everything I had, my hand slipping against his arms, mud coating both of us. But the pull from below was stronger. It wasn't just the building sinking. It was being taken. The ground beneath us shifted again, a deep crack running across the floor as part of it collapsed inward, revealing more of that churning, moving earth beneath. And in that moment, I understood the dream, the suffocating weight, the darkness, the voices above. It was this place, this ground. "They're not just showing us," I said, my voice shaking, barely audible over the noise around us. Kayla looked at me, terrified. "What do you mean?" I felt then that same presence from the dream, but stronger, closer, right beneath us. "They're not just showing us," I repeated. The voice came again, louder now, clearer than before, right in my head. "Give him back." And that's when it hit me. Cold, terrifying. "We weren't dreaming the burial," I said. Marcus froze, his grip tightening on my arm. I swallowed hard, staring at the shifting ground beneath him, at the hand still pressing upward, at the mud swallowing more of the floor. We were reliving it. I don't remember how I got out. I just remember letting go. For a split second, I made a choice I still hear in my head every night. I let go of Marcus to grab Kayla as the floor gave way beneath us. The pull from below got stronger, violent, like the ground itself was waking up. I dragged her back, both of us slipping, crawling through thick mud as the building cracked louder behind us. The front entrance was barely holding together. The frame twisted. The floor slanted hard toward the center. We didn't stop. We ran, barefoot, covered in mud, breathing like we'd never breathe again. And just as we crossed the doorway, the ground behind us dropped. A deep, heavy collapse that shook everything. The sound, I can't describe it properly. Not like a building falling, more like something closing. We didn't turn back immediately. When we finally did, the hotel was still there, but not the same. Part of it had sunk inward, the ground around it uneven, like it had been pulled down and left like that. Quiet again, still, like nothing had happened. Authorities came later. We told them everything. They said it was structural failure, old foundation, soil erosion, no mention of bodies, no mention of the article. When I went back to find it, it was gone. No records, no archives, nothing, like it had never existed. Kayla doesn't talk about that night anymore. And Marcus? We never found him. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night, gasping, my chest tight, my hands clenched like I've been trying to dig my way out of something. And every time, there's dirt under my fingernails. And every night, I swear I can still feel the ground breathing beneath me. Because that wasn't the only place like this. Not even close. If this story gave you chills, let me know in the comments. Would you have stayed that second night? And don't forget to like and subscribe. You never know which story might be real.